That's great to see you all this morning, this Friday edition of Yogalates. It's a little brisk here. Let's get moving and warm up. Step to your mat, kneel down one knee at a time. Make sure you can see me, modify as needed. Put your feet together and your knees as wide as you can. We're going to start in frog or a wide knee child's pose. Toes together, knees as wide as you can get them. Take your chest down to your mat. Reach your arms out. 3 breaths on our first one. That's kind of the theme of these flows. We always do 3 breaths at least past our sticking points. When you push your butt back to your heels, really let your body sink down and stretch your arms out. Here we go. In the nose. And either out the mouth or out the nose. In the nose, out the nose is a little more classic. I like to go in the nose, out the mouth, but it's really a personal preference. Here we go. 2 more. Nice deep belly breath, sinking back deeper. Let's put that music up just a little bit. There we go. Think about reaching through your fingers, pulling your shoulder blades together as you push your chest down. We want to really stretch out the back. Let's take 1 more breath. Make sure you're pushing your butt back to your heels as you sink down. Reach out through those arms. Last breath. We'll come right into table pose, starting with our cat and cow. We do these every week. Arms straight under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Draw your abs in and up as you round your back and shoulders. Tuck your chin, look at your belly button. We're squeezing the glutes in, pushing into the mat. And on your breath, when you go to cow, lift your head nice and high. Extend or arch your back down, but keep your arms straight. Here we go, up to cat. Use the breath. Keep trying to get higher and lower and release the cow. We want as much movement as we can get from the neck all the way to the tailbone, up to cat. Draw the abs in and up. Release the cow. Let's do 2 more just for good measure. We're going to start off with some back and spine stretches today. Here we go, up to cat. Squeeze a little bit higher. Squeeze your glutes in, tuck the hips. Release the cow, head high, shoulder blades back, arms straight. 1 more time of each. Here we go, up to cat. And release to cow. 1 last time. Great. Let's step the right leg back nice and straight, and then put your left arm a little bit forward. So right leg is back straight. We're on the toes for now, but you're going to pivot your foot like so. So put your foot flat. Extend that right arm up and then forward. So we're getting the right side of the body as long as you can. We're reaching through the fingers. Keep your chest tall. So flatten your back out as you reach. You got the right leg back, left arm forward, right arm is extending. So look at this nice straight line we're making through the right fingers back to the right toes. 3 breaths. Keep reaching. Bend at the waist if you can keep your chest tall as you do so. 1 more breath. Great. Take the right hand down to the floor, somewhere underneath your shoulder, and then bring those back right toes up. Left arm coming up. Move as needed. Move your right hand. Left arm came up. Palm is forward. Turn your head. Look up your left arm. As you reach behind you, you should start feeling a little stretch on your outer left glute and hip of that bent knee. Getting a lot of good rotation in the spine and back. 2 breaths. Flatten your back out. Reach. Let's get all those adjustments out. 1 more breath. Good. Bring the left hand down to join your right. Come back to table pose. Let's give the wrists a little break. Stretch the arms out in front of you for modified down dog. Make sure your arms are wider than your shoulders. Reach through the fingers. 3 breaths. Make sure your knees are right under your hips. Push your chest towards the floor. Reach out through the fingers. And remember, you can play around with these poses. You can kind of move your hips a little side to side as you reach out through the fingers. Squeeze those shoulder blades as you twist. 2 more breaths. Keep pushing deeper towards the mat, reaching out. Feel free to move around a little bit, twist the hips, feel that stretch, move around. 1 more breath. Okay, drag the arms back, come back into table pose. Give the wrists and shoulders a little break. Step the right hand forward, left foot back. Right hand forward, left foot back. Go ahead and pivot that back left foot so it's flat. Bring the left arm up and extend. When you're ready, get the left side of your body as long as you can. Remember, keep your chest open. Push your back flat as you reach. 2 breaths. Get that left side as long as you can. Great stretch all down the left lat, down into the hip. 1 more breath. Okay, take the left hand down under your shoulder somewhere and then come to your back left toes. And that's when we rotate that right arm up. This is my tighter side. I can't get nearly as far on this side. You guys probably experience that as you go through our stretch flows. We all typically have a tighter side. I have not met a perfectly balanced, biomechanically perfect person yet. We all got something. 2 breaths. Keep reaching behind you. Feel that stretch right on the outer right glute hip. Keep that knee planted firmly. Turn your head, look up. Your right arm if you can. 1 more breath. Reach up. Come back into table pose. We're going to thread the needle. Let's start with that left arm to give it a break. Take the right arm forward. Thread that left arm through with the palm up. If you can, bring yourself all the way down to your mat. Reach, reach, reach. 3 breaths. Let's keep the right hand down today. Push your chest down and think about twisting and looking over your top right shoulder as you reach across. A nice stretch behind that left shoulder and shoulder blade, thoracic spine. Reach that right arm out further if you want to. 1 more breath. Really get a nice stretch through the upper back. Let's go right to the other side. Unthread that left hand, step it forward. Thread the right hand through with the palm up as far across as you can, and then push your chest down towards your mat and reach that left arm out in front of you on the floor as far as you can, and then twist and look over your right shoulder. 3 breaths. Make sure you're feeling that great stretch behind the right shoulder blade, mid upper back. Let's take 1 more breath. Reach, push the chest down, reach up with that left arm and across with the right. Okay, drag that right arm back in, come to table pose. Let's sink back into child's pose for a quick breath, a little restoring. Get as flat as you can. Stretch those arms out. 3 breaths if you want to move the hips, shoulders a little side to side. Keep pushing the chest down, reaching out through the fingers. 1 more nice big breath. Okay, let's step the feet back, come into table pose. Heel presses, dive the head down, and let's press the heels back, walk the knees in nice and slow. Remember, as we turn in with our bent knee, we're pressing the opposite straight leg heel into the floor. Find whatever position you feel the strongest in your arms, the most stable. You can have a flatter back if you need to. Can be in more of a down dog position if you need to. And don't worry about following me to a T. I'm just doing about a 5-second cycle. Inhale as you twist. Exhale as you press the heel with a little 3 count and repeat. 3 more breaths. 2 more. We're warming up the posterior chain. Achilles tendon, soleus, calves, hamstrings, low back. 1 more breath. We're going to bring the knees down softly, flatten your back out. Sit up tall. Let's start with the right leg forward. Modified triangle. Bring the right leg forward. We're going to stretch the hamstring. So we just warmed up our calves and hamstring complex really well. Modified triangle with the right leg forward. Take the hands down, the straight leg, flex your toes towards you. If you can take the hands to the floor, do so without bending the knee. 3 breaths, folding to your right knee. Keep those toes up and flex towards you as you work through your sticking points. 2 more breaths. Modified triangle fold to the right knee. One more breath. I just put that music up just a little bit more. I hope that's not overbearing. Last breath. We're going to go to crescent, forward, low lunge. Bring your head, chest up. Flatten your foot out so your knee is bent. Sit up tall. Bring the arms overhead. Make a finger gun. Interlace the hands. Reach up and behind you and lean the hips forward. 3 breaths. Stretching those back left hip flexors, quads. Get a good stretch in the back. Get those arms as high as you can. Reach up to the sky and then pull behind you, pushing the hips forward. Head, chest tall, shoulders back. Abs are in tight. 2 breaths. Squeeze the abs in. Press the hips forward. Squeeze your left glutes. Engage those muscles in the back of that left hip. You'll get a better stretch on the front of the hip. 1 more breath. Excellent. Bring the hands down to the floor under your chest. Draw the right leg back. Full prone plank position. Dive the head down. Heel presses. Here we go. See if we can get a little deeper. Fold your head down a little bit more this time towards your bent knee. Stay fluid. Moving with the breath always. Mic check. Whoop, there we go. Don't worry about following me. Move with your breath. This is your flow, your rhythm. 3 more. 2. 1 more breath. Flatten your back out. Let the knees come down softly. Sit up tall on the knees. Hero pose. Bring the left foot forward for modified triangle. Leg out straight. Flex the toes towards you. Start by just tracing your hands down your leg. Fold to the knee. You can take the hands to the floor. Great. You're welcome to keep them up on the thigh or shin or ankle. Find your sticking point. Let's take 3 breaths past it. Now it's warming up in here. The heel press has got me warmed up. 2 breaths. Before I was complaining about not having AC in my garage. 1 more breath, folding to your left knee. Make sure those toes are flexed and pointed up. Oh, there we go. Come forward. Take both hands up. Excuse me. Come forward and sit up tall. Bring both hands up overhead. Crescent, forward, low lunge. Make sure you have a big angle at that front knee. Head, chest tall. Reach back. Lean the hips forward. Abs tight. Head, chest tall. Shoulders back. Squeeze the right glutes as you lean the hips forward. 2 more breaths. Work through those sticking points. Reach higher. Last breath. Oh, that's a good one. Bring the hands down. Draw the left leg back to table pose. Sink back to child's pose. Recover, restore. Take the energy all the way back down. See if we can sink deeper. 3 recovery belly breaths. Folding as deep as you can into your mat, stretching your arms out, giving the arms just a little bit of a break. We spend a lot of time on the knees in this class. Make sure you keep your knees comfortable with extra padding. We're going to get off the knees, and one more breath here. I'm going to ask you to have a seat on your butt. Your legs out in front of you. Sit yourself up. Swing your legs out in front of you any way you can. We're going to start a seated hip twist. Working our way around here. We stretch the front of the hips pretty good, the hamstrings, a lot of the upper and lower back, shoulder girdle. We haven't stretched the back of the hips. Probably one of the most important areas. They're all important. I say that about everything. Okay, cross your right leg over your left. Seated hip twist. So we have the right leg over the left. I want you to take your elbow or forearm or hand to the outside of that right leg. Walk your hand behind you as you turn, twist, look behind you over that right shoulder. So our anchor point is on that knee to keep it from moving out from in front of the hip to steal range of motion. 3 breaths. Use that left arm to push against that outer right knee as you twist. Don't let that right knee move. Keep it right in front of the hip. One more breath. We're going to take it to a straight leg position for sprinkler. If you've never heard a sprinkler pose, that's because I made it up. Okay, extend the left leg up straight, or excuse me, the right leg up straight that we just had crossed over. Take your left hand to the outside of that right thigh now, and now pull as far as you can. Let's keep the right arm down today. Traditionally, I go like this. Let's keep that right arm down for a little more stability. So pull that right leg to the left, keeping it as straight as you can. Feel that stretch shift from the back of the hip. Now we're going all down the IT band and that lateral hamstring, head, biceps, femoris. Twist, look behind you over your right shoulder as you pull that right leg to the left. 3 breaths. Keep that knee as straight as you can. Getting a good stretch in the low back too. One more breath. Twist, pull that right leg over, look over your shoulder. Okay, come back to center. Let that right leg come down. Whew. Cross the left leg over top of your right. Seated hip twist, traditional seated hip twist. Rotate, find your sticking point. See if you can get any adjustments out. 3 breaths before we straighten the leg out. Use that breath on your exhales is when we work through sticking points. 2 more. Makes all the difference. Body connection strong. 1 more breath. Okay, you can keep that back left hand on the floor. Extend that left leg up straight. Take your right hand and just do kind of a grip to the outer left side of the left leg around the calf somewhere as low as you can grab, and pull over to your right, opposite direction. You're twisting and looking over that left shoulder. 3 breaths. Lock that knee straight. Take the leg up as high as you can. Keep walking that left hand further, twisting a little more as you pull in the opposite direction with that left leg. 1 more breath. Okay, come back to center. Take the legs out into a nice big wide V shape. We're going to stretch the inner thighs, adductors. It's okay if you let your toes plop out for this one because we want to focus on the inside or medial portion of the legs. So legs out, 45 degrees, knees are locked straight. And we're going to walk the fingers forward and take the chest towards your mat without bending the knees. Find your sticking point. Reach out through the arms. Push your chest towards the floor without bending the knees. 3 breaths. Work your way through those sticking points little by little. One more breath. Okay, excellent. Walk the hands back nice and slow so you're sitting up nice and tall. Bring the feet in. Make sure you have room behind you. Unroll yourself down one vertebrae at a time. And go ahead and go right into good morning. Let your legs extend out. Bring your arms behind you. Get as long as you can. We're decompressing. We're opening up the whole body. Reach back through your fingers. Reach down through your toes. 3 breaths. Everything's pulling away from the trunk. Opening, full body stretch. 2 breaths. Keep trying to get longer. Get those arms as close to the floor as you can as you reach. 1 more breath, then we're going to get as small as we can and cradle. Bring the knees into the chest. Hug them down as firmly as you can. Squeeze your abs. Turn yourself into the smallest little ball you can make. 3 breaths. Squeezing the abs, hugging the knees as firmly as you can into your body. 2 breaths. We're going to do double hip twists after this. I'm going to give you a few options depending on your space. I know some of you are in your living room and there's expensive electronics and lights and breakable things everywhere. Okay, relax your head. So for the more moderate double hip twist, have your feet together and your knees hip width. Arms out to your sides, knees are bent at 90 degrees. And then we just slowly oscillate the legs. Nice and slow, side to side, without letting the upper body move. Just getting good, gentle rotation in the low back. Try to get that outer knee to just touch the floor for just a second, and then we use the abs and obliques to come back up with control. Everything is slow, fluid, precision, and of course with your breath. If this is easy for you and you have adequate space in your stretch area, extend the legs up straighter. Keep the feet together. Everything else stays the same. Whichever position or height works for you is fine. As always, if you're looking for a more restorative stretch experience, modify things. If you want to take it up a notch and get a little more into the mat Pilates world, we got options for that too. Let's do 3 more. On your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2. And 1 more each side. Last double hip twist. Come back to the center. Hug the knees into your chest firmly so your tailbone lifts. If you want to massage your back and spine a little side to side as we restore, go ahead. Otherwise, just take some deep recovery breaths. Bring the energy back down a little bit. We're going to finish with a big one. Never done rollovers or roll-ups with you in this flow. It's a little bit more of an advanced exercise. If you need to modify, I encourage you to just do a forward spine stretch, which is going to be a part of it. So extend your legs out straight. We're going to go to our final cool down after this. Hoping my mic pack here cooperates. So what we're going to do is legs are straight. You're going to roll up or sit up, forward spine stretch, and you can just stay here if you don't like what you see coming up. Reach 3 breaths, push the chest towards your legs, reach out through your arms. I should probably get in the picture here. I always wiggle my way off my mat. 2 breaths. Roll over is when we roll back and let the legs come overhead. towards the chest. One more breath. So if you want to try a rollover, peel the back one vertebrae at a time. Let your arms come to your sides, legs come up towards the chest. Reach the feet behind you. 3 breaths, or just hold the forward spine stretch, or just go to modified boat, where you lean back with the arms out straight, legs stay down. 2 breaths. One more breath. We're going to go through that one more time to give you an opportunity to find whichever poses work for you. So peel the back down one vertebrae at a time. Let the feet, legs come down to the floor with control. Roll up or sit up. Legs straight, forward spine stretch. 3 breaths. Lots of big movement in the back and spine, stretching the hamstrings. Good stuff. 2 breaths, forward spine stretch. Try to get deeper. Make sure your toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Flex towards your body, pushing down towards the leg. One more time on your breath. Here's our rollover, or here's the modified boat position that you can hold, or you can keep going. Hands to the sides. Roll the legs over. 3 breaths. Just be very careful if you're attempting rollover for the first time. 2 breaths. One more breath. Peel the back down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Let the feet come to the floor slowly. Whew. And we're already in our corpse pose. Toes out, heels in. Relax your arms to your sides with your palms up. Get as relaxed as you can. We're going to do a little shavasana practice. We're going to focus on breath. We're going to restore. We're going to get lots of oxygen in the body. Long, deep belly breaths. Go ahead. All the way in. All the way out. It's a little tough for me. It's kind of cold in here. My nose is a little runny. All the way in. All the way out. Long, deep belly breaths. Lots of oxygen back in. Let's do 3 more. 2. Let everything get heavy. 1 more big, long, deep belly breath. And before you start sitting up, bring your arms behind you. Bring the feet a little bit off the floor. Start waking your body back up. Big good morning stretch. Feet a little off the floor if you like, or you can keep them down. 2 breaths. Reach, reach, reach. Back through the fingers, arms, down through the legs, toes, feet up or down. 1 more big breath. Bring the knees into your chest, hug them down as firmly as you can. Make sure your tailbone and butt lift up a little bit. Take a couple of recovery breaths. Massage the back spine if you like. And when you're ready, let your feet come down to the floor. Go ahead and sit yourself up any way you like. Oh. That is where we're going to end our Yogalates flow today. I hope you all enjoyed that. Let me come pause our recording for future use. A little different today. I hope you enjoyed.